You guys in this room are champions, that's for sure. Now we have to go and try and get ourselves moving into this competition to try and get something that we haven't had before. And to do that, we got to take care of business tonight, guys. Let's go. Come on. Get it back. Come on.
Our story in episode 2 begins here, at Stade Claude Robillard in Montreal. This venue is not accustomed to hosting Canadian Championship matches, but after CS St. Laurent's upset win in the preliminary round, the Ligue 1 Quebec side are using the stadium as a temporary home. The visitors? None other than Toronto FC, the most decorated club in the history of the Canadian Championship.
Whistle blows from referee Miguel Venn, and Toronto FC kick off to start the match. We are underway, the first leg of the quarterfinal round.
Backed by a raucous home crowd, St. Laurent do more than just hold their own in the first half.
Decision time for Maniatis. Comes out bravely to make the stop. Goulet, a header punched by Gavrin.
In the second half, Toronto FC begin to show their class, and the MLS side strike first.
Franklin Longstaff into the box, Mailula. Longstaff disguised, Maniatis can't clear it.
Despite going behind, St. Laurent continued to hang in the game until the match turns in an instant, with drama at both ends.
Back the other way comes TFC, and they're going to go off the post and in. What a moment in the ties. It looks like a handball on the TFC center back. And the Reds come back the other way and find a second.
The result was not the one the home fans wanted, but on this night, CS St. Laurent created a little piece of Montreal soccer history. The night Toronto FC came to Claude Robillard.
Ça vient du 6-4, la fierté du Hood. Souvenez-vous du 6-4. Big love, vous allez nous respecter.
Elsewhere in the opening matches of the quarterfinal round, reigning champions Vancouver Whitecaps FC began their title defense with a 2-1 win away to Cavalry FC. Atletico Ottawa and Pacific FC played to a 0-0 draw in Ottawa. And Forge FC and CF Montreal battled to a 1-1 draw, leaving 3 of the 4 cup ties in close contention heading into the second legs. Action for the return legs will begin in Vancouver, where the Whitecaps will play their first home game in the 2024 Canadian Championship. Holding a 2-1 lead from the opening leg, they'll now welcome Cavalry, the CPL side from Calgary, to the grand stage of BC Place. While the visitors, Cavalry, have a steep mountain to climb, they can draw inspiration from 2019, when on this very turf, they became the first ever CPL side to defeat an MLS club.
We head to the artificial turf of BC Place Stadium, where the last 2 Voyageurs Cups have been lifted.
They arrive on this night, knowing that it will take at least 2 goals to stay alive in the competition.
Johnson receives and turns, enters the penalty area, slip pass for catch, Wally Carducci, just enough to push it wide.
30 minutes into the match, Cavalry's hopes of a comeback are given fresh life.
Accio, past the last defender, crosses an own goal! Cavalry on the board through a mistake from Vancouver. It won't be Willie's, but they will away goals. They'll always need a second, but the first step has been taken.
Well done. Okay, you've rose to the first half of the challenge, right? You've now given them something to think about. We've now woke them up, so the next 10-15 minutes of this period, we have to match their energy and enthusiasm. Make them sweat about you.
Cavalry need just one more goal to book their place in the semi-final.
Turning, crossing, Daly corralling, Daly denied by Bomer.
But the Whitecaps hold firm. Despite winning the second leg, Cavalry's run in the Canadian Championship has come to an end.
Listen, I tell you what, I'm not one for usually standing in the middle here, but I want you to have your arms around each other, and the reason being, that is some performance. From start to finish, we've come into their house, we've beat them, kept a clean sheet, we're blocking things, we're playing forward, we're brave, we started with an intent, and we finished with intent. Lads, this kick-starts the rest of our season, because you've got a lot to be proud of, and I couldn't be prouder to be your head coach today. Well played. Well played.
Way to go, Cavs! Way to go, boys. Amazing game, guys. Way to go. Way to go, boys.
4,000 kilometers to the east of Vancouver, in Saint-Alexandre, Quebec, there is one Canadian soccer family that is gearing up for the second leg of CF Montreal versus Forge in a very special way. The Choinière brothers, comprised of 27-year-old David, who plays for Forge, and 25-year-old Mathieu, who plays for CF Montreal, and recently made his Canadian men's national team debut, are perhaps the most prominent sibling combo in the current era of Canadian football.
This to seal it. Cisse to Choinière.
And for Danielle Dubuc, proud mother of the two boys, Wednesday night's cup clash in Montreal will mark a special moment to celebrate her sons.
Regardez pas, là, c'est un peu en désordre. Mais ici, vous voyez le filet le filet de soccer que tout le monde parle, que mes garçons ont joué quand ils étaient tout petits. Il est fait en fer, mais il était fait par mon conjoint, qui justement travaille avec les morceaux de fer. Et mes garçons ne veulent pas que je le vende, ils veulent le garder pour souvenir. C'est pour ça qu'il est toujours là. L'autre ici, ça c'est la première année que les deux frères ont fait le championnat canadien, se sont battus un contre l'autre. Vous me voyez ici, et des photos qu'on a décidé d'encadrer. On s'attend à peu près à entre 100 et 200 personnes de notre entourage qui vont être présents. Et comme à tous les années, je prépare des bannières avec leur gilet. Donc celui-là ici pour David. Et vous avez celui-là ici pour Mathieu. Et que vous allez me voir demain au stade avec. J'ai pas de préférence quand que les deux jouent. On est heureux qu'ils sont là. Tout dépendamment de l'équipe qui va gagner, on va être content. Leur chimie en tant que frères continue. C'est ça qui me rend plus fière. Et il n'y a pas de rivalité là-dessus, mais il y a une rivalité de compétition et de défi sur le terrain entre deux équipes.
40 minutes up the road in Montreal, Hamilton's Forge FC have arrived on the eve of the quarterfinal.
Forge's Noah, Coach Bobby.
While this may be a brotherly reunion for the Choinière family, with the cup tie level at 1-1 and a place in the semis awaiting the winner, there will be no love lost between these two teams. Forge, the four-time CPL champions, have previously pushed Montreal and Toronto FC to penalties in the Canadian Championship. but they're still awaiting their first win over an MLS team.
All right, gentlemen, as you're taking care of your last preparations, today we battle, eh? That's what this game is about. These games, these knockout games, cup games are about the battle. It's about giving what you have in you, emptying the tank. What we talk about, effort is not negotiable. We go there, it's 90 minutes of football, we never get back. But we don't just fight, we don't just go out there and run, we can play smart. We build, we find those zones that we've talked about on each side of the pitch. You guys in this room are champions, that's for sure. Now we have to go and try and get ourselves moving into this competition to try and get something that we haven't had before. And to do that, we got to take care of business tonight, guys. Let's go. Come on. Get it up. Come on.
Badibanga into the box, cuts it back to Para. Still Para turning, and it's in! Off the gloves of Breza! And it's Forge who opened the scoring here at Stade Saputo. Poku sent on a run, and he might beat the man in the ball. Poku's into the box. Kwesi Poku double down for the Hammers. They strike twice. It's just 24 minutes old, this match, and it's the Hamiltonians with the second away goal comfortably ahead. They're writing quite the story for themselves.
After scoring 2 away goals in the first half, Forge have taken a dominant lead in the second leg. But their momentum is halted by a halftime rainstorm that delays the kickoff of the second half for over an hour.
45 minutes for something special, yeah? What's done is done. You're gonna come out with everything. They have to. Boys, we have to leave everything out on this pitch, yeah? Everyone together. Subs, you're locked in, you come in to make a difference, and do something special together. Let's go, boys, hey! Together, boys, hey! Come on. Leave it all on the fucking pitch, come on. Let's go, hey!
This will likely feel like a 45-minute defensive training session for Ford. They're under siege. Vilsack finds a way through. It took 20 minutes. Victor Wanyama knows that time is his club's biggest enemy. Gets the ball, sprints it back to half. It's loose in the box for a moment. Ojabapur can't handle it. Kalongo answers the call. 90th minute, Duke. It's a catch from Kalongo, and valuable seconds will tick away. Forge of Hamilton have finally got the better of CF Montreal.
At last, Forge have their cup victory over MLS opposition. The win puts them into the draw for the Canadian Championship's Final Four. To close out the quarterfinal stage, the nation's attention now turns to Vancouver Island, where Pacific FC are hosting Atletico Ottawa for the second leg of their tie, with the score level at 0-0 following the first match. After a hard-fought affair, it is the home side, Pacific FC, that book their place in the semifinals. The scene for the Final Four is now set. The Canadian Championship's semifinals will now feature 2 epic local derbies. In Ontario, perennial heavyweights Toronto FC will take on their upstart neighbors from down the QEW, Hamilton's Forge FC. While back out west, it will be another edition of the Ferryside Derby, as Vancouver Whitecaps will take on Pacific FC. 2 local derbies, 4 legs to play, all to determine who will square off in the final of the 2024 Canadian Championship.